It's gonna be fine. Hey, don't you cry. It's gonna be just fine. Get your head up. Hey.
I get frozen up on this, so we'll just sit here for a little bit till they get back.
Good old technology for you.
That's right. Never know.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Okay, I might not be able to answer, and be careful.
Okay, is there a possibility I could talk to her for just a minute?
Talk to who?
Hannah.
Let me get the lawyers back here, okay?
Okay,
I don't want y'all to do anything that's gonna mess things up, so everybody just be quiet. I mean, talk about the weather, but don't say anything.
okay.
Just probably just wait till they come back.
I was just gonna ask her if she was doing all right.
She shook her head, yes.
Keep your head up, it's gonna be okay. Quit crying. You're strong.
Everybody that's going to testify, please raise your hand. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, lawyers, have y'all been able to visit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Cochran Green, where are we today?
Your Honor, the parties have agreed that the department will be named as temporary managing conservator of both children, that they will work services that are developed by the department. With respect to placement, the child is in a fictive kin placement, and we're trying to locate another placement due to an accident involving the foster mom. The parents have provided some names and numbers to the department, and we're working through that list, and we'll kind of coordinate that along with the parties as well as the ad items to see if we can hopefully reach an agreement before placing the child in foster care.
Just to clarify, I did not agree to any services and have to advise my client not to participate in any services. So Ms. Cochran Green misstated when she said that we agreed to services.
I think she probably understands the situation that your client's in.
Right. I just want to make sure that I made it clear. Like, if I didn't agree that it says that he's ordered to do a psychological evaluation and all of those things. I agree to TMC. I do not agree to all of the cookie cutter services that are typically on a TMC order.
Okay, well, y'all are going to have a family group conference too, so we can work on that too. I understand. Okay, well, I'm going to say placement is agreed by CPS items then. So I think that will work. Let's see. Mr. Baker, how long is your client incarcerated for?
He's serving a 3-year sentence, 2 years, approximately 2 years of which is complete. And I believe he's going to be up for parole here pretty soon.
Yes.
So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, but it's at least theoretically possible he gets out pretty soon.
Why is he serving 2 of a 3-year sentence? That seems like
Now,
a lot.
well, because on what I call lightweight sentences, short sentences, TDC has a habit of people serving most of them, most of the time they were sentenced to. So I believe he will parole. It's just a matter of when, and
Okay.
he told me when his next parole date is kind of scheduled for, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Okay.
Jerry,
Mr.
do you know when that date is?
Sir?
Jerry, do you know when your parole date is supposed to come up, or the parole hearing date?
Sir, I want to say it's going to be about October.
October.
You should see him again in October. I'll be under review here soon, I believe.
Good.
Then
It's
they have
longer
to,
than
then they'll vote on it.
And Miss Ward, is your situation, or what's his situation?
Your Honor, you cut out. I could only hear bits and pieces of your question. I know it was directed to me, but I didn't hear what it was.
Is he just on a bond situation or blue warrant, or what's his situation in the Burnett County Jail?
Your Honor, my client is awaiting trial on 10 counts of improper relationship. And he has been incarcerated since last July.
July of 22.
Correct.
Okay, so it's basically a bond deal too. He's not able to bond out, right?
Right. He's not able to make bond.
Okay. Does he have a court date coming up?
That I don't know. When I checked online, I didn't see anything. Do you know? When's your next court date? You're not muted, I don't think.
June 28th, Your Honor.
Say that again. 10/28.
June 28th.
Oh wow. Okay. Who's your criminal lawyer, sir?
Perry Thomas.
Perry Thomas. Okay. Well, Miss Ward, I'm sure you'll be in touch with Mr. Thomas and
It's
kinda
been
keep
done.
seeing what's going on. Okay, good.
Yes, Your Honor. I will also say, Your Honor, that due to the nature of my client's charges, I'm asking that no one speak with him without me being present. And I have advised my client not to speak with anyone if they do show up without me being present.
Okay. I will tell you, okay, y'all, who's gonna be the caseworker, Miss Millaway? Oh, Miss Henry. Yeah, hi, Miss Henry, you're here. I guess I should have figured that one out.
Marie and I talk so often that I've already talked to her about all of this. So, yeah.
Excuse
I
me, ma'am.
will tell y'all, when all the lawyers were in a breakout room, I think it was just me and I don't know who else, Mr. Excuse me, Mr. Collins and Miss Alexander. Mr. Collins asked to speak to Miss Alexander, and I told him just wait and until y'all got back, and he said a prayer. And I think he just asked her how she was doing, and she nodded her head, and that was the extent of it. So that was that. So anyway, okay. Okay, Ms. Cochran Green, do you need anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Gentlemen, and Miss Alexander, let me ask y'all a question. Maybe this is a Miss Alexander question. But let's talk about Logan first. Miss Alexander, Mr. Collins, is Mr. Collins on Logan's birth certificate?
She's still muted.
No, ma'am.
No, okay. How do we know that Mr. Collins is Logan's father?
Your Honor, I'm gonna ask her to invoke her Fifth Amendment. There are repercussions for both sides of the improper relationship, and I would rather her not answer questions about that at this time.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to do DNA in that situation then.
Your Honor, I do understand that my client cannot speak to paternity, and he has also been advised to decline DNA if it should be ordered. I would never normally advise someone to violate a court order, but in this case, I will.
So how are we gonna figure out paternity? I guess we'll just keep the unknown father listed. Ms. Cochran Green, don't think I've ever had that one come up before.
I would say maybe Carrie's client needs to think about a waiver, signing a waiver. And I haven't talked to the department about that either. So we've got some options to explore.
Okay. I don't really want to.
I agree that there are options, and technically, if you do order him to do DNA and he declines, it can be adjudicated, but I'm looking at the criminal case, and
Right now. I mean,
Right.
we can talk about that again at the status hearing or once we see how the criminal stuff comes out. But I just like to get alleged, presumed, I like to get that off the table as soon as possible as we can. Mr. Baker, same, or Miss Alexander, Mr. Baker, same questions for your client. How do we know that Mr. Riley is Christian's dad? Is he on the birth certificate, Miss Alexander?
No, ma'am, but we've had a DNA test taken.
Where did y'all do that?
She's got prior orders, Your Honor,
Oh, she does.
with the
Okay.
Burnett County child support.
Oh, good. Okay. So he's adjudicated, right, Miss Fowler?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
So we can non-suit the unknown father of Christian. Yeah. Okay, so there is a pending, all right, there's a Burnett County AG case.
Yes,
Okay,
Your
so
Honor.
consolidate, I probably transfer it. Sorry, I got the hiccup. Transfer and consolidate that case. Okay, parents, and I think you can answer this question without, I don't know, you never know. Do y'all, any three of y'all have any Native American heritage?
Any what?
Native American heritage?
My mother claims that we do, but I'm not for sure.
Okay, but you don't know if she's been registered with the tribe or anything like that, right?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
No
Okay.
ICWA from my client, Your Honor, for either child that she knows of.
Mr. Riley, what about you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Miss Alexander, Christian is the only child that you've ever been to court, like AG court, divorce court, or anything like that on before, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Fowler, what do you need?
Nothing, Your Honor, just get a service plan. My client wants to work services. She provided the name of a potential placement for the children. So I'm hoping to hear back from the department about that in the next day or two.
Okay. Okay, Miss Ward, what do you need?
Oh, I meant to tell you, and when I went to the jail and saw my client, I did get the affidavit of indigency, and I just have not yet scanned it and sent it to you, but I have it.
Okay, good, because I was going to ask about that in just a second.
I knew you would, and I was like, when you asked what do I need, I was like, I know there was something I was supposed to tell her. So
Right. Okay, good. And he's in a different situation because he's incarcerated. He's been incarcerated for a long time, just like Mr. Riley. Mr. Baker, what do you need?
At this time, I don't think I need anything, Judge.
Okay. Miss Davis with CASA, I heard earlier, didn't I? Yes. Miss Davis with CASA, what do y'all need for the children?
Sorry, couldn't get unmuted. Children's Bill of Rights, please.
Okay. Okay, and I'll explain that in a second. What else, Miss Davis?
Judge, can I back up to me right quick?
Yes, we'll go back to you, yes.
Sorry. Ultimately, I would like my client to receive some pictures of the child and that sort of thing. And maybe even, I don't know, some sort of visit if possible. I don't even know if that's possible in the unit he's at, but I don't know that we can get there yet because of the placement issue. The placement's up in the air right now. So
Why don't y'all discuss that at the family, all that stuff at the family group conference? So hopefully we'll have it.
Yes, ma'am, I can do that.
Okay, I think we got to have a better knowledge of a placement at that time and location, where your client is and all that stuff. Okay, where is Mr. Riley? Which unit is he in?
On the Polish unit in Palestine, Texas.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, Miss Davis, what else?
I believe that's it. David, is there anything else I'm forgetting?
Not at this time. We're working to ask for bunk beds and other things for the kids, but now that the placement's been disrupted, we can deal with that later on.
I think Sleep in Heavenly Peace is building beds this weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Just FYI, if you don't want to put rat holes some to the side. Anyway, just get in touch with them. Okay, Miss Wright, what do you need on behalf of the children?
The same, Judge. The older child needed a toddler bed, but I don't know what his situation will be in the new home. I was going to ask that the parents provide personal effects. I guess that's just going to be Miss Alexander at this time. The baby is on a very expensive formula, and diapers, wipes, all of those things.
Okay, yeah, I have that written down. I was going to go over that in just a second. Okay, anybody else anything before I do my little talk?
Ma'am.
Yes, sir, Mr. Riley, you got to be careful. Your lawyer might not want you to say anything.
This is just on the behalf of Christian. I'm pretty sure that if he needs anything as far as clothes, a bed, food, diapers, or anything of that nature, I have family there in Marble Falls that will probably more than likely help in any possible way they can.
Okay, great.
Hannah has the information to where they're at.
Okay, good. Miss Alexander, be sure and give that to your lawyer who can pass it on to CASA, CPS, and Miss Wright, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Riley?
No, ma'am, that's it. Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, y'all, after today, there's going to be, you heard us talk about it a little bit, there's going to be a meeting called a family group conference. And at the family group conference, that's where you sit around and talk about services that y'all need and that the kids might need. And the services are things that you have to comply with during the pendency of the case. Now, I understand that y'all are both, the two gentlemen are in different situations and your lawyer will go over all that stuff with y'all, but I just have to tell you the basic outlines. I tell everybody at every hearing that you have to comply with your service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination, okay? Our next court date is going to be 8/1/23. It's called a status hearing. On that day, we'll go over your service plan, make it a court order, and I'll also give y'all some more court dates so you can write that down in your calendars, and so you'll just so you know when they are. Lawyers and CASA, do y'all agree that for now that those hearings can be held via Zoom, or do y'all need to appear in person?
We agree to Zoom, Your Honor.
Zoom.
I'm not going to object to Zoom on this matter, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Alexander, I am going to order you to provide personal effects that the children need. If, like Ms. Wright said, if placement says they need a new bathing suit or, diapers or wipes or pull-ups or, anything like that, I'm going to order that in lieu of child support now. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mr. Riley, when you get out, I'm going to order you to do the same, but y'all be sure and hit up some of his family if his family can help also.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think sounds like you're already under a child support order, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. Okay, well, we're not going to deal with that because I'm sure you haven't been able to pay that in a while.
Yes, ma'am.
They also asked that the thing called the Children's Bill of Rights be applied to this case. And y'all, what that is, it's about a 3 or 4 page document that basically just maintains the status quo of this case pending the case. Basically, it means that you can't, talk bad about each other. You can't talk bad about, yes, sir, Mr. Riley?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you say something?
Mr. Riley, could you?
I'm just agreeing with what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Can you just be quiet, Mr. Riley, and let the judge make her order?
Yes, sir, I can.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's almost 5 o'clock. Mr. Baker wants to get out. No, anyway, this says you can't talk bad about each other. You can't talk bad about me, CASA, your caseworker. Just don't talk smack about anybody. You can't say, oh, kid, and I know y'all got little kids, but you can't say, oh, when you come home, you're gonna get a new bed. Oh, we're going to Disneyland. You know, you can't say anything like that. If there's a picture of sitting up, you can't turn it down. You know, just be nice, play by the rules. You know, how are you doing? Oh, I'm awful without you being here. You know, none of that. Okay. And then, like I said, I know y'all's kids are little and they probably wouldn't understand that. But the main thing is, you know, no smack talking about each other's families, none of that. Okay. Because if we do that, if we start talking smack about each other's family and we're in a family place, and that just messes things up. Okay. So the Children's Bill of Rights is applicable too. Ms. Ward talked about Mr. Collins' application for court-appointed attorney. Ms. Fowler, are you working on Ms. Alexander's?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll have that filed.
Okay. I'm going to say you need to have it filed within a week. Ms. Alexander, when Ms. Fowler sends it to you, be sure and sign it, because if you don't fill it out, I don't know, you're entitled to court-appointed attorney and she'll be released. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've got a week to get that to me. Mr. Baker, I know your guys, I mean, we need to have one, but we'll get it, you know, just get it when you can get it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll mail it to them. Although,
Okay.
aren't they aren't they per se indigent if they're incarcerated?
Yeah. But I just always tell everybody to get it filed just so we, you know, whatever. He might get out, you know, or wait till he gets out. I'm not worried about it right now.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Ward, you said you already have yours. You're going to send it. I mean, generally,
Yeah, sure.
you just say incarcerated, high bond, or whatever. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he had some property before he went to jail, but he hasn't been able to be making payments for 10 months. So,
Right.
yeah, nothing's still able to be sold at this point.
Okay. That's all I need. Anybody need anything else?
Judge, Ms. Ward had asked for nobody to speak with her client. I just want to make sure that you are ordering that it's crystal clear and will be in the order.
No one is to speak with Mr. Collins without Miss Ward present. Is that what you needed, Miss Ward?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, good luck to y'all, and we will see y'all via Zoom on August 1st, okay? Okay, thank you. We'll be in recess.